Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. With every setup, test bench, whatever, things can always be improved. There's always room for improvement. Nothing's ever actually done, especially when you're an enthusiast. And being that I'm getting back into doing this stuff again, I'm one where, as my profile says, I eat, live, and breathe this stuff. So I will, since I'm getting back into it, I will never stop changing things around. I will just keep changing it, keep changing it, looking for every little tiny bit of improvement. But the mistake that I found is how my previous loops were, or I changed it on the GPU and not the CPU end, kind of. But my resins, how they were sitting, didn't fit me. As you can obviously tell, it's all been changed already. Hasn't even. It's only been a few days and changed it. Well, probably a couple weeks, but neither here or there. I changed it up. I put the resins on the side, and I did notice with my D5 pump with my resins here and my not D5 DDC EK late sitting back here, that it didn't have enough pressure coming out of the res to actually kick the pump in to actually work. So, which is no good. That's a big no. I had a few times I had to tap it, like pick it up and tap it to get it to go. So there's an issue right there. Got to get it fixed. When I turn the test bench down, everything's got to kick on. So pretty much how I eliminated that is when I put the resins on the side. This res here now is for the GPU. This res here is for the CPU. How it works, not much at all has changed with the loop at all on the GPU end. The only thing that's really different is the reservoir, or yeah, this reservoir feeds into the DDC pump EK8 to give it that pressure to actually start up and run, which is what you want. You got to have that pressure, and then this reservoir feeds it, and this reservoir also helps me bleed, because what I did notice, the mistake that I made when I had the reservoirs up the front here, they were a pain in the neck to bleed. So how I actually fixed that, well, I did on the GPU end. I took put my EK DDC pump out here, put a reservoir here, which this actually makes bleeding so easy. I can bleed the GPU loop now in a matter of seconds, literally, and the pump kicks on every time instantly with no problem at all, since it's got the pressure from this reservoir. But either or, this is how it works now. This reservoir provides the pressure to the pump. The water goes into the pump, out of the pump into the radiator, out of the radiator into the GPU, out of the other side of the GPU now, back into the reservoir down there, which is right there, and this reservoir pretty much feeds this reservoir. So that's how that works. This reservoir feeds this reservoir to keep the pressure built up in this one for the pump. So again, as I always say, you make the hardware work for you, or yeah, you make the hardware work for you. You don't work for the hardware. Now, what I got to do is I got to buy another one of these DDC EK pumps. I'm actually going to do a clear top because I don't care for these black tops, because they actually tend to strip out very easily. Hence why I don't have my second one anymore, because I accidentally stripped out the other top, and well, yeah, stupid me. I didn't realize I could buy the plexiglass, the acrylic top separately. I threw out the whole pump. That's whatever, stupid mistake on my end. It's going to cost me the money of buying another one. So for this one here, I'm going to buy the acrylic top, replace it, and then I'm going to buy another DDC pump from EK with the acrylic top already on it, which is going to allow me to get rid of that DD5 pump res combo, and I'm pretty much going to repeat this whole gig here on this side for the CPU. But yeah, I'm actually really liking how this looks. Now, the only thing that really sucks about it is I'm not getting the full look of what I want right now, but I'm going to. As you can see, it's bleeding, or some air still coming out. But I'm not getting the full look of it right now, because obviously, as I said, I got to buy another DEC pump and another reservoir, so I can pretty much take this whole gig here and mirror it over here. So it would be dual setup on that end. But yeah, and as you can see, I can't really bleed the CPU end too much, because, well, I don't have this access to things. Feeds the pressure to the pump, as well as this is a bleeding system now. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm always real about it. If I run into an issue, I put it out there. And well, clearly, even with the issue with the pump, you guys already clearly seen it in my pictures. It still never affected the temperatures, but or the GPU temp. But yeah, again, as I said, that's it, and I'm really liking how this looks. I'm gonna like it even more once I get this whole gig here mirrored over here for the CPU end as well. Because yeah, this reservoir here, as you can see, it's not fully filled. Can't really fully fill it because I can't really bleed it. There's, yeah. Well, I can bleed it. It's just a matter of when this water level goes down enough, pull up this cap, the plug, whatever you want to call these, and then I fill it up and cap it back off. So that one I got to kind of watch the water level on because I can't just bleed it. The one back here, no, you're not going to be able to see it too well, but as you can see, well, actually, you can see it pretty well. As you can see, it's filled right up with no problem at all. Why? Because all the air came out of here, went into here, and is in here. And as it keeps going through, as you keep seeing now and then, the bubble's coming up. So yeah, it's literally doing its job for me, so I ain't gotta fight it. Can't express it enough. Make the hardware work for you. Don't work for the hardware. On that note, I'm out. Later.